Would anyone like to pray to start us off?
Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this wonderful day that we get the ability to play outside for your glory, Lord, and that we can learn about tennis, Lord. And I just pray that you will give us the strength to not die from heat stroke, and that we'll learn a lot, and that we'll have a good day honoring you through everything that we do. Thank you, Lord, and I pray for Megan wherever she is. Hope she gets here. Thank you, Lord. Amen.
Okay, so if I can have everyone line up on the baseline and do some warm-up.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you jog down into the net and back to start off. There you go. Do high knees to the net and butt kicking the way back. And then do the check marks to the net and lunges on the way back.
Oh, this boy is sore. Ran yesterday.
Lunge with the crook.
Just lunge.
Hello.
And last of all, do some arm circles, forward big and then small forward. Okay, if I can have everyone meet me over by the bleachers, I'll give you guys a handout.
I'm gonna edit that part out.
Take one and pass. Okay, so if I can have everyone go over to the net over here, and I'll go over the dimensions of the court and some terminology. So the height of the net is about half feet, and the width of the court is 36 feet for singles. So that would be for doubles. Sorry, 36 from this line down to that line, and the doubles alley is 4.5 feet from here to there. So then if I can have you meet me down at the end of the court there, I'll go over the different terms of the court. So this line right here, this is where the server will stand behind, and this is called the baseline. This mark right here, this is the center mark. So this will divide the court into left and right. So if the server is serving on the right side, he has to stay from this side over. He can't go on that side. And then the single sideline, that would be right here, all the way down. And the doubles line would be down here. And then for this, if you can come over here, these 4 squares on the court, that is the service box. So when the server is serving, he must hit it diagonally into whichever box is opposite of him. And then the line right here, that is the service line, and that's the furthest the ball can go on the serve. And then the center service line in the middle, that just divides it in half. So now, does anyone have any questions so far? Okay, so scoring, when you first score a point, it is 15 points. And then if you win the next point, it's 30. And then the third point would be 40. And then if you happen to be tied at 40, that's called deuce. But if you have 40 points and you win the very next point, then you win the game and you have 1 point total. And then if you're tied at 40 and say the opponent, they win the next point, then that would be called advantage out. But if you win the point, it's called advantage in. And matches are played best of 3 sets. But when you get into the professional level, it gets to 5 sets for men and 3 sets for women. Games are played to 6 points. And then if a 7th game is needed, that is for a tiebreaker. And for a tiebreaker, the team serving only gets 1 serve to start. And then they will give the ball to the opponent. And then they will serve 2 serves. And then you just keep alternating 2 serves until 7 points, which is tiebreakers played 2. But once you have played 6 points, then you have to switch ends of the court. And then I'm going to go into serving. So normally you can either do a coin toss, or the most convenient way, since you have a racket with you already when you're playing, you'll just take the racket, and on the bottom, as you can see right here, there's going to be a logo. And normally, I think the ones I have are either Wilson, those are either Wilson or Prince, which I have right here. So you'll say, do you want P or D? And if they say P or D, then you'll spin the racket like that. And then you hold it up, and then whatever logo is showing, if they guessed it right, then they have the option of whether they want to serve or defer and let you serve first. So then if you can, the server, as I said before, they always start on the right hand side, and you never start from the left hand side. That's the second serve. And then you get 2 attempts to serve it into the diagonal service box. If you swing and miss, that counts as a fault, and you only get 1 other opportunity to make it into the box. And before the server serves the ball, he must say the score to the opponent, starting with his score, with your own score, and then say the opponent's score. So it would be like 15-30 or 40-15 or something like that. And then after the first game you play, you switch sides, and then after every odd game, like 1, 3, and 5, you switch sides. So does anyone have any questions?
Do you win by 2 in each set, or is it just if there's a tie?
It's win by 2. So like if it's tied 40 all deuce, then you have to win 2 points in a row. So it'd be like if you win the point, advantage in, then if you win the very next point, then you win that game. Any other questions?
Wait, so if you get a point that's 15, and then you get another point that's 30, and then another point is 40?
40, and then either deuce if it's tied at 40,
Yeah.
or you win
Okay.
if you win the next point.
So you would win if you had 40 and they had 15?
Yeah, if you win the next
Oh.
point.
Okay, cool.
So 40 isn't the winning score, it's the next
No,
point.
it's the next point.
Okay, okay.
Any other questions? Okay, so if I can have everybody meet me over at the bleachers again, and can everyone grab a racket? Let's meet over here.
Right.
Okay, so just make a circle around here and I'll explain the grip. So for a forehand grip, the most common and probably the best grip is called the continental grip. That's where you'll make a V with your thumb and your index finger, and you'll put it on the very side of the racket, as you can see here. Then make a V right in the middle. like that. And then for a serving grip, you're not going to change like the way you hold the racket exactly, like the position of your hand. You just want to rotate it just a little bit to the left. So if you're holding it, a continental grip like this, you want to rotate it, your hand just to the left, so it's on the corner of the racket. And then for a backhand grip, you'll do the same thing as the serving grip. You'll hold it just a little bit off to the left a little bit. And there are two types of backhands. There's one called the splice, where that's just a one-handed backhand, where you just use one hand like that. Or, as probably what's most common, is where if you're holding the forehand grip and then you want to turn and then put your left hand on the racket up here, not up here, but on the where the plastic starts, and then you want to drive through the ball. But you want to make sure that you rotate over, because if you keep swinging and you hold it up like that, the ball is just going to sail. You want to make sure that you turn your racket over here like that. So can I see and make sure everyone's doing that right? Here, you can spread out a little bit. Yeah, from open to close. So the ready position is if your feet are shoulder width apart and you want to hold the racket up in front. You don't want to keep it down, or you don't want to keep it way too high. You just want to keep it in the middle. So you can easily switch from either forehand or backhand. So from a backhand, you're gonna, I want everybody to stand in the ready position. And then you're gonna rotate to your left. Do we have any left-handers here? Yeah. Okay, so you'll switch and you wanna close your body like that. You don't wanna be too open, because then you'll hit it far off to the right. You want to close your body, and then you want to rotate with your hips, and you want to stay closed until you make contact with the ball. So can I just make sure everyone's doing that right?
So like, facing this way,
Yeah.
No, you're facing forward, right? I'm not taking.
That's beautiful. I like the little squirrel with the foot.
Okay. Now I'm going to go over the first and second serve. So if everyone can grab a tennis ball over here. If everyone can stand in the green sideline right there, and I'll demonstrate a first serve and a second serve. So for a first serve in singles, you want to go to the center mark and you want to stand just to the right of that. So if the score is 0-0, which is love all, you'll stand on the right hand side, and then what you want to do is you'll take your foot, your left foot, and you want to make sure that it's pointed over to the poles right there in between the courts. You want to aim right about there. And you want to take your serving grips, remember. You want to have the continental grip and just rotate a little bit to the left. So you take that grip, and if you want to get into like a rhythm or just have like your own routine, you can like bounce the ball a certain amount of times or whatever. Just do something to make yourself feel comfortable. So I usually do it like 3 times. So I'd go 1, 2, 3. Then for the toss, you want to make sure that it's not too short like that, because then you won't have any time to get your racket up and you hit it like straight down. But you don't want to toss it way too high like that, because then your timing will get all messed up. So you'd want to do it, you also about the right height. So this is how like that, that's about how I toss it. So I'll have you practice that later, your toss. And you want to make sure that it's not behind you, because then if it's behind you, you have to reach back and you'll sail it all the way to the fence. And you don't want to have it way too far out in front, so you're lunging for it, because if you lunge for it, it won't go over the net. So to start off here, I'll show you how to do it. So after you toss it, you want to make sure you bring your racket behind your head. So you toss it, bring the racket back, and then you want to extend your arm high. As my coach used to say, like you're climbing a ladder. If you're reaching for the next rung, like that, you want to keep reaching. So, and then after that, you want to follow through. So I'll demonstrate a first serve for you here. Well, that went in the net.
Good job.
That's the first serve. And then for doubles, if you're playing doubles, you're gonna have a partner on the left-hand side. And so to make sure that you don't hit your partner in the back of the head, which can happen a lot, you wanna make sure you move over to the right, and you wanna line up with the single sideline. You can actually go over here if you want to, but it would probably be better if you're right here. And same thing, you point your foot over there. Pretend like there's a pool right there. And then it's the same thing. And this is where you turn the serving grip, that's where it comes really in handy, because when you hold like that, you have a little bit of angle on your racket, and so you'll get the right direction, so you're not serving like straight ahead. Let's see here. Okay, and then for a second serve, this is really difficult to do. I still haven't I'm still not good at it. It takes a while to get used to it. So what I'm going to teach you guys, I'll show you guys what that is like, but then I'll have you guys practice that. But if you guys aren't comfortable with that after a while, then I'll show you guys just a simple second serve you can do. So for the second serve, this is where if you fall on the first serve, then you get a second serve, and you want to make sure you get it in, so you're not going to hit it as hard. And what most professionals do, they'll take the ball and they'll want to make sure, like they want to get top spin or like side spin. So they want to come over top so the ball spins. So it'll have like some curve to it, and then it'll kick in the other direction, and that makes it hard to hit for the opponent. So I'll try to demonstrate it. It won't look very pretty, but I'll show you. Well, can I see some of this tennis ball? I'll do it one more time. And that's the second serve. So if I can have everyone, here, I'll go get the tennis balls, and I want everyone to partner up. So I will have Samuel and Cora, you're going to be partners. Megan and Emily. Riley and Lexi. And then Madison, you, Dr. Pearson, would you mind?
Pretend like you have an odd number of students.
Okay, so I'll have you go with Lexi and Riley, and you'll just rotate in and out serving. So pick a court, 2 on each side, and I'll go get the tennis ball.
Oh, and you're recording.
See you, Emily.
Oh!
Does anyone have any questions here?
I don't think I hit the actual.
Here, let's go. To start off, I want one side receiving, and then once you serve it, then you just serve it back to them. So we don't have people hitting each other with tennis balls.
It's gonna be super bad. I apologize.
Let's go.
Go. That was too low.
You got it. You got it. That's right, a little high.
If you're having trouble, just start working on your toss for right now. And don't hit the ball quite yet.
Let's go, Cora.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh. Let's go, Samuel. Oh.
Alright, go ahead.
When you're serving, make sure that you stay behind the baseline, because if you cross the line before you hit and you step on it, then that's a foot fault.
Oh, dang. I hit the ball though.
And so you don't want to do that, so make sure you stay behind the line. Make sure that you're holding the racket down at the very bottom. I think that'll help a little bit. Bottom? Yeah, not like up here. Down here will help a little bit.
Oh, I thought you already hit it. I was like, oh, where'd the ball go? You got it on the wrong side of the court, but you hit it over the net. You can do it. No question?
Yeah.
Brad?
What was that? Put your left foot forward.
So like this.
Yeah.
Oh, the wind was
Here. Smack it down, Emily.
No, I know. I gotta get in a rhythm. Change over to,
Are you having fun?
About 2 million people are gonna see this.
Alright. Yeah, you got it. Oh, no, you got the other court. What? Yeah, I can tell. Oh, that was better. Good job. That was awesome. Oh, yeah. I took a message from Emily and used my grudge. Emily, you need a grudge. You're right. No. Was that out here?
Yeah, it's cold water for you guys.
Wait, legit?
Yeah.
Make sure you're following the ball.
Feel it.
Don't take your eye off it. If you need to toss it a little bit higher so you can get full extension and hit it, that may be a problem.
I don't keep my eye on the ball. That's my problem. You want to go? Keep your hand up. Keep my hand up? Yeah. Okay.
Did you play tennis, Samuel?
I played for 2 years.
Did you? Okay.
I played in 8th grade.
That's making everybody else on the court feel better. Yeah.
Samuel, you just make me feel bad every time because you're so good at all these sports.
Come on, Troy. Let's do this.
Nope.
Everybody, I'm filming.
Go ahead.
Let's go, Samuel.
Okay. I just need a little pop with mine, like Samuel. I hit it.
Maybe, Emily. Maybe stand over here. Because all your balls go too far out.
There you go, you're getting there. Make sure you keep your
Oh,
wrist.
good power.
You don't want to have a.
I've never played
Keep your
tennis.
wrist still, so it doesn't move around a lot. Because if you let it just kind of like dangle,
You just follow
You'll-
I did one tennis lesson and I was like, I hate this.
you want to flip down.
That's how I feel about pickleball. I hate pickleball with my first habit.
I like
You don't want to bring it like high,
I hate pickleball. I don't know why.
Tennis and soccer.
like that.
That's a no-go.
You just want to make sure you bring the racket behind your head.
Your students will never learn those two games. Huh?
Yeah, if you keep
No, I'll
hitting
get
it, like
that
you're trying to hit a volleyball, so you start like right
My students will only learn soccer.
Josh, when you toss, or when you're hitting, maybe
See?
you don't-
Closer.
You're crossing your body like that, and you're putting so much side spin on it.
Yay! Oh, I hit it.
I called dibs for Samuel on my team.
No. Did you just call dibs on Samuel?
Yep.
I called dibs on Brad.
Too bad he's the teacher.
Ah! Yeah.
See what you got, Cora. Girl.
Hey.
Same. Except I didn't even touch the ball. Brad, I have a question. Why is that called the service line if we serve back here?
Because the service line, that's just. You gotta serve it from within that distance, so that's just why.
Oh, is it kind of like the line in the racquetball court, like where you can't hit it past that line or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. Go ahead, Cora. Good.
The grunt was there. You just missed the ball. That's okay.
I should be filming Samuel for the YouTube video. We have to have Cedarville athletes here. That's why. Come on. Sing. Sing. Yeah. See it, Samuel. Hey.
It's so hard to hit 'cause it
Aim for me. Hey, that was so much fun. That was a good swing.
Ooh.
Yeah. Wrong spot. But you got it over. Over and it was right.
Heads up.
I think I need to put less power into it. I need to stop right.
Yeah.
I know where Emily is.
Yeah, Emily! Hi. You can do it! You can!
Cora's just so casual. She's just like. Yeah.
Now the goal is just try to get it down a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna not run this time. That's better! Gosh, Jason, I know what the heck.
Hey Samuel, do you want me to put some cones out for you so you can start practice like aiming?
Better than all those.
Yeah, that's the next step I'm going to have people do once they feel comfortable.
Nobody.
You getting there? You don't have to hit when you toss it. You can toss it as many times as you want.
Yeah, Emily, that was awesome! Woo!
You can toss the ball as many times as you want, as long as you don't swing at it. So if you don't like to toss, just let it drop.
Okay.
Oh! Heads up! I'm just aiming for Cora.
Why don't we play Splat?
I have a game like that. I can do that on game day maybe. You're getting there.
Was that underhand Madison or overhand?
That boy gone.
When you're serving, Lexi, when you're serving, try maybe just having, when you toss it, here, serve again. I want to see your toss.
Okay.
Here, I got a ball right here. Yeah, on your toss, make sure you're not tossing it back where you're having to like hit it straight up. Try swinging maybe a little bit earlier so you can get, toss it just a little more.
Yeah! Yeah!
You ready for the cones yet?
Yeah!
Let's see it, Samuel. Oh.
I've never played softball in my life. You know, it's tennis ball and a tennis racket. I can't get a home run.
So what happens if they swing? It's on the same side, but it's not in the box. Does he repeat the serve, or is it automatically the other person? See, look, 'cause-
Not bad, Cora.
Yeah, Maddie. I don't have a ball.
There you go. Nice.
Hey! Okay. Aren't you supposed to be on the right side?
I can do them both sides.
Oh.
But my other side is.
Here you go, Lexi.
Got it!
Ooh.
Hey, yeah, my toss.
Make sure your toss is a little out, just a little bit out in front.
Oh, this is nice weather.
Be gentle.
A helicopter. Now, to be honest, the only sport I'm really good at is I mean, I play basketball. I play basketball,
Bringing it right to you, Brad.
but
That's really what it was.
I've never played volleyball or tennis or baseball. So it's like,
Yeah, I apologize
And volleyball?
to anyone in advance if I hit you. I really don't mean to. I don't know where anything's going. Thought I'd announce that.
let's go, Em. Smack it down.
Oh.
Maddie's getting better for sure.
What? You're doing swell, brother.
I could play soccer tennis.
Good accuracy.
It's the same, just with your feet. It's really fun too. You have 1 bounce and then 3 touches per team. So it's kind of like volleyball, except you can touch the floor. What? I'm talking about foot tennis, soccer tennis, Riley. I'm talking about soccer tennis, not actual tennis.
Make sure you're coming over top and not hitting it like straight out.
Contacting over instead of
You want to make contact to where your racket is, like here, down.
Let's see this.
Ready, Lexi? Oh, dude.
Nice.
Does anyone want to try with the cones here yet?
Let's go, Cora.
Try it again. Do it again.
Oh, Toss was behind me. Heads up. I'm supposed to hit it earlier, right? In the 2 front squares? Like cones?
If you haven't already tried serving from the double area, try that. Make sure that you don't step on it. You can just stand a little farther back. For doubles, it's to the outside. You can serve from either.
Either outside?
Yeah.
Cool,
Yeah, that'll work. Just make sure you get to the.
cool down.
You always aim for the opposite box.
It was that direction, it just didn't go over. Got this, Riley?
I think it's time for cool down.
Okay.
What time is the lesson?
You have the water brought out.
No, it's already out here.
Yeah, that was so good.
Okay, so to start off, we'll just go arms across. So what is one thing someone learned today?
That I am pretty terrible at tennis. Yeah. Okay. No, I learned how to serve, but I just need to work out.
I learned that grunting makes it go way too far.
I learned that you don't always hold it straight on, that you turn it a little too far. I've never played tennis, so everything we did today was new.
Comes over here. Reach.
Oh. I'm sore.
Then if everyone could take a seat.
So playing outside wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was actually really fun. I'm just definitely more sweaty than I've ever been.
And butterfly.
It would have been hard to
It makes it live.
Yeah. Which, I mean, if we play outside again, I won't object.
I love playing outside.
I'll just wear
Okay. Dr. Peterson?
All right, so can somebody tell Megan what we discussed and what your homework is between now and Tuesday?
We have to find a date when we can